Welcome to Investors Insights. Our topic this week is biggest week of the year, ? That's how we started this morning's meeting. Bobby, you immediately jumped on that topic. You want to talk about what's happening this week?
Yeah, so 189 companies, the S&P 500 report earnings. So we have an earnings deluge. On Friday, we have GDP, third quarter GDP report. Could be lower than last quarter. We'll see what impact the hurricanes had. And then one of the biggest things is tax reform. Tax reform continues to be a hot topic in D.C. Last week, a big step was made in that the Senate passed a budget resolution basically allowing for $1.5 trillion in net tax cuts.
Yeah,
so that's big news.
It is, and also just for what it's worth, last week's vlog, we talked about that and the possibilities that could come from that. Now we're here in reality and moving forward on that news. And then Trey, you jumped in the discussion there.
Yeah,
talk about that.
Kind of go a little deeper on that. The earnings are going to be big. They're expecting 3.9% earnings growth for this quarter. That's down from the start of the quarter expectations of 5%. That sounds bad, but it could be good, and that's a much lower bar for companies to jump over. And stocks and markets move up typically when companies beat expectations. So you have reduced expectations, more likely companies able to beat them. And then the big thing is tax reform. Passed the Senate on Thursday. It's going to go back to the House. Everyone expects it to pass the House quickly this week, which allows them, by the end of the week, there's a lot of expectations that we could see details on an actual tax bill out of the House, which would be huge because then people can start planning around that. And that's a real quick run, much faster than I think most people expected.
Well, but we've had the discussion, okay, taxes, cut taxes, cut taxes. You know, that debate's been going on for some time. And actually, you added something to the dialogue there in our earlier discussion about the way this is being structured, so there could be negotiation. Is that right?
Absolutely. The fact that you had that budget last week really opens the floor to that. The problem we've had with other issues like health care is kind of been all or nothing. But if you got a budget open like that, you can negotiate on it. So you might not get total reform, but you won't get zero either. You should get something in there that's helpful.
Yeah, you fail on reform, you get cuts. You get $1.5 trillion worth of just plain cuts. I mean, that's huge.
Sure. And also, when we started talking about cuts, you added something about just from a state and federal standpoint.
My gosh, yeah.
So, which could be very impactful to our clients' portfolios.
That's right. We'll remind you, a few weeks ago, we highlighted the state of North Carolina as just a state that's exploded because of low regulation and low tax together. Well, the federal government would have triple the impact if they could do it just because of the size of the cut and the size of the spending adjustment they can make. Another state that's like that's Texas. From 2007 to 2013, the state of Texas created more jobs than all other 49 states combined. How did they do it? Low taxes, low regulated environment.
Right.
It works.
Right, very much so.
works.
Well, and Texas has become an example on that too.
They
It used
sure
to,
have.
the saying used to be, so goes California, so goes the country. At this point, from an economic standpoint, there's a lot of people saying, so goes Texas, so goes the rest of the country. And we've got some states that are hurting on that.
Right.
So that the combination of all this together could prove to be a very eventful week, and also build the momentum into the end of the year, which isn't far away. And you know, corporate earnings doing well, tax cuts on top of that. That's all positive for our clients' portfolios, and we're that's pretty exciting. So on that note, we're going to keep you informed. You need to continue to watch these vlogs, to follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. Also to know that we always like to have conversations in person or over the phone. So, and we also want to keep you updated because we think that this week could be very pivotal, but then also the rest of the year is not going to be dull. Agreed?
Correct.
So have a great week. We'll keep you updated.